Mr. McGuffey there, please, sir.
Mr. McGuffey.
Is Mrs. Jones there?
Mrs. Jones.
Mr. Matthews.
Mr. Matthews.
Sir, can I have a word with you, please, about what we were talking about the other day?
About what?
The magazine.
Oh, yes.
See, it looked like it's going to go ahead, because we've got paper and people are writing stuff for it.
Excellent.
And typing might be a problem, because Mrs. Gossage quite often bunks off during the lesson.
So, what's the problem?
The only thing is printing, sir. I was wondering if you could photocopy it for us on a school machine.
Sorry, Suzanne, I couldn't do that. I mean, for a member of staff to directly defy the head of the school, couldn't you get it photocopied in the high street?
Doubt it, sir. Work out too expensive.
Oh, sorry. I can't help you, then.
So much for Scruffy being on our side.
He still is. You can't expect him to risk his job, can you?
He wouldn't be risking his job. Anyway, I get fed up with all these teachers that all talk.
He's not all talk. Look, he's still on our side. He just can't help us with the photocopying, that's all.
Right, he's all mouth and no action. And what that means is that we can't bring out the magazine at all. He may as well be against us like everybody else.
We'll bring out the magazine, Claire.
How?
I don't know. I think it's on him.
They've gone past. They didn't see us.
It's all right for you. I've got to go that way.
You'll be all right. Just keep out of their way, that's all. That's easier said than done.
They're looking for us.
So stay with other people. It's when they get you on their end they're really vicious. And fight back. If we all fight back, they won't think we're a pushover. OK?
Hey, Claire. I'm just finishing that article.
What, the one on racism in the school?
Can we read it?
No, I'll read it to you. Okay, listen. The majority of kids in this school are reasonable. They take you as you are, no matter what your race or home background. However, there is a small number of kids who are out to cause trouble. They insult other kids, and sometimes they bully them and extort money.
Guess who?
Ripper.
Recently, things have been getting very nasty. Everyone knows this except, it seems, the head. And if
You'll never get away with that.
Well, why not? She's not going to see it before it's printed.
No, you better put the staff precious. No point in getting up her nose. I mean, the idea is to persuade her to let us bring back a magazine.
Okay. Everyone knows this, except it seems the staff.
That's better.
Okay. And if the staff don't act, is it any wonder kids are taking the law into their own hands? Asian kids and blacks are banding together for their own...
They're not.
Oh,
Asian kids and black
I
kids
know,
can't stand each
I
other.
know, All right, Asian kids are banding together. Black kids are banding together for their own protection. This is not a happy situation. We are all pupils of Grange Hill. We shouldn't be dividing ourselves up along racial lines.
It's good. What it is? Hey, precious, quick.
Oh, come along, girls. Outside. You know perfectly well you're not supposed to be inside during the dinner hour. Out, boys, out!
What's it for anyway, this article?
School magazine.
Well, there isn't a school magazine anymore.
Want a bit?
We're bringing one out secretly. Really? Yeah, the only problem is getting enough stuff to fill it. I can give you enough stuff to fill it. All the things we aren't allowed to discuss at a school council meeting for a start.
Out! Out! Snail with a broken leg could move faster.
She's gone. Let's go in there.
At the last council meeting, one of the first year reps brought up this idea of flexi time.
Flexi time?
Yeah, like they have in offices and stuff. You've got to work 40 hours a week. You can come in at 7:30 and go home early, or 10:30 and go home late. That sort of thing.
That'd suit me. I wouldn't mind coming in at 10:30.
Yeah, but the only problem's the timetable, though, innit? Maybe, but Midget wouldn't even discuss it.
I thought I told you girls to go outside. What you doing in here? Out! And if I catch you skulking in here again this dinner hour, I'll have you all under detention. Out!
don't want no haircut today, Gripper. I don't feel well.
What's the matter with you this time, then?
Got a headache and a stomachache. I feel sick.
You know what I reckon? I reckon you ain't got the bottle for this game. I reckon you're turning soft.
I'm not, Gripper. Honest.
Hey, Gripper.
Scared on you.
Anyway, McGuffey's going into one of his long explanations that nobody understands. And Precious says...
Oh, he's always got to bring Precious into it, hasn't
No,
he?
I ain't.
Don't lie, Woods. We know you fancy her.
Yeah, sure.
Hey,
Look, you've committed crimes against the British race.
I haven't committed any crimes against the British race.
Oh, yes, you have. My old lady got mugged the other day. You ain't safe anywhere, 'cause of you lot.
Oh, come on, let's go and sort him out.
Yeah.
Steps!
Yeah, I don't want to tangle with her.
Oh, it makes you feel very big and important to bully little girls, does it, Stepson? No, my dears, run along outside. You know perfectly well you shouldn't be in school during the dinner hour. Well, does it?
I weren't doing nothing. I was just talking to him, weren't I? Yeah.
Don't lie. H4 your tutor group, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes, miss. And you?
Georgie Smith, miss. R4.
I think you should choose your company a little more carefully, Georgie Smith of R4. I shall report you both to your form tutors. For the rest of this dinner hour, I want you standing down there and I want you at the other end of the corridor.
We're supposed to go out in the lunch hour, miss.
That's right, fresh air.
Down there, hooligan. I dare say you got plenty of fresh air this morning when you should have been at your classes. For the rest of this dinner hour, I want you where I can keep my eye on you. Right?
Want him to help, Mr. Ransford?
Oh, hello. Well, that's very kind of you. There is a lot to do in here always. Now, let's see. What can we get you to do at the moment?
Photocopying. I could do some of this.
Well, actually, the machine's doing a big run for the office at the moment. This is packed up. Oh, I know. The tickets for the third year disco. They bring the photocopier, they just need guillotining.
All right, I'll do some of that.
These are the tickets. Guillotine's over there.
Mr. Smart sent me the cassette 12 nights.
Oh, stick it over there by the cassette library. I'll see to it later. Right. The guillotine.
How many copies will this thing do?
That? Oh, up to 100. But for longer runs, we normally use the duplicating machine. The paper's so expensive, you see.
Does it copy both sides?
Yeah. It's just a bit difficult reloading the paper, that's all. I'll show you later, if you like. Right, the thing with this is to make sure the paper's lined up straight. And there's a measure down the bottom for that. One over again. There. That's it.
I still don't think it's going to happen first thing in the morning or late in the afternoon for that matter when some people aren't there.
Look, some lessons we do off the television, right?
Right.
We'll videotape those and show them at lunchtime or after school.
Except the video's just been nicked.
We'll watch it when it ain't nicked. And then, as far as you can, put all the practical lessons, the ones that have to be supervised in the middle of the day.
They can't all fit in the middle of the day, you know.
A lot of them can, particularly for the younger kids. Let's say you're doing physics for an exam course. You've got to be in only one day of the week.
Yeah. Go on. What about the other subjects?
Same as now. Look, if you miss a lesson, you've got to make up the work.
Yeah, because, I mean, quite often we're doing that in class anyway, ain't we? Perhaps you're right, you know, Stu.
Of course I am.
You're clever.
Whoa, I saw ya.
I don't know how you could do that, Stu, but I couldn't.
Yeah. Well, you don't have to, do you? Hi, how'd you get on? Great. The only thing is, there's a lot of valuable equipment in that room. Can't see him letting us loose on our own in there. Oh, by the way, I'm going to write an article on flexi time for you know what. Are you? Give it to me tomorrow and I'll type it out in office practice for you, all right? Okay. I'm never going to get this done. Will you type Precious's thing?
No, she might come round and see what we're doing.
She won't come round. She's asleep.
She opened her eyes a minute ago.
Of course she didn't. Oh, you're so feeble sometimes. Don't know why she just don't slow pop. She does every other lesson. Right, girls? No problems? Shoot, dear. I've just got to go to the staff room for a minute, girls. If I'm not back before the end of the lesson, just leave your work on my desk. Now will you type Precious's thing?
Yeah, all right, when I finish this.
No, we've just got the headings to do. We can do that with lecture set.
When are you going to help Mr. Rainsford again?
After school tonight. If we can get some paper.
Well, let's go and see if we can get that done now, OK?
Oi, come here.
Oh, not now, Stu.
Come on, just for a second.
I've got to help Suzanne and Precious with the paper.
They can manage. I ain't seen you all morning.
Poor Chris.
Here, you know you said you wanted to go to that Human League gig?
Yeah?
Kid in the 50s got a couple of tickets he wants to sell.
Sorry, excuse us.
Really get them now. Now we'll pulp them. Wait there. Drown, you scum.
Leave him alone, Stebson.
Get off, Stuart. I'll see you later. Take him out. Gotcha now.
In there, we'll get him this time. Let's have you then, Stepson. Come on in, Stepson.
Miss, there's a fight in the boys' curtain. The one on the ground floor.
Oh, dear. Well, I don't think I can do anything to help, dear. Oh, here comes Mr. Hopwood. Mr. Hopwood?
Yes, Mrs. Gossage.
This boy here says,
There's a fight in the boys' curtain, sir. Gripper and Georgie Smith and a whole load of black kids are killing each other, sir.
Fetch Mr. Keating and Mr. Baxter.
Yes, sir.
Right, cut it out! I said cut it out!
Enough! Make it now.
Stay where you are. Cool it, cool it.
Come on, come on.
No one is leaving this room.
Move, lad.
Stand there. Right. Who started this?
Need you ask?
Shoo, you lot. Every single pupil in this room will be expelled.
Not me, sir. I've got nothing to do with it.
Then what were you doing in here?
I was with her.
You shouldn't be in a boys' cloakroom anyway.
Mr. Keating, I think we should all calm down. I don't think Stuart had anything to do with this anyway.
Right, blue-eyed boy, in charge.
That's enough from you, Stepson. As I was saying, I think the best place to sort this out is Mrs. McCluskey's office.
Well, this one here looks like you do with seeing the nurse. How did it happen, lad?
He banged me against a cloak rack, sir.
What a right lot of little thugs you are. I'd have thought better of you, Derek.
I never started it, sir. Anyway, he kicked me in the eye.
I'll kick you again if I get a shot.
Shut it!
Right. You lot, come with me. The rest you go with Mr. Hopwood.
Me along, sir?
Yes, all of you. Except Claire. She better take him along to the nurse, and then she can follow on to Mrs. McCluskey's office, right? Come on.
But we weren't doing anything, miss.
Nobody disputes that, I take it.
No, miss. They was just talking.
Very well, Claire and Christopher may go. But can I just point out that you're not supposed to be in the cloakrooms at lunchtime, and particularly you're not supposed to be in each other's cloakrooms. Don't let it happen again.
No, miss.
Now let's get to the bottom of this. How did this fight start?
Hey, why weren't you and I right?
Yeah, 1 minute you were there, the next she's gone.
We got paper, by the way. Great. So where were you?
Just got caught up in a multiracial carve-up, didn't we?
We had to go and see Mrs. McCluskey. What happened? Grip was more upset on some little Indian kids from the first year. Then Woody and Randy's lot was weighed in.
Georgie ended up getting his head split open.
Yeah, he had to go to hospital.
What did Bridget say?
Don't know, they're still with her.
With any luck, Grip will be suspended.
Suspended. Suspended. He ought to get expelled.
Yes, hope he is.
I'm sorry, but I will not tolerate gang fights along racial lines. I have no option but to suspend your son.
But he's a good boy, Mrs. McCluskey. He's never been in trouble like this before.
Yes, well, once is more than enough, Mrs. Woods. He cannot behave as he did today.
Look, I'm not saying that what he did was right. He did do wrong, of course he did. But he says this boy, Grip or whatever they call him, is always insulting black people.
Well, the boy you're referring to has been suspended as well.
Well, Derek says he's always in trouble.
Nevertheless, it was because of your son's behaviour that we had to send a boy to hospital today.
Well, you know my son, Mrs. McCluskey. He always gets good reports for conduct. Well, you know that he would not behave like that without provocation.
There's been provocation on both sides, Mrs. Woods. You see, I have no way of knowing how that fight really started. In the circumstances, I have no option but to suspend everyone who was involved.
What about all the work he'll be missing? It's very important that he passes exams next year, Mrs. McCluskey, particularly with unemployment as rife as it is.
Yes, I'm well aware how serious it is for your son to miss a fortnight's school, Mrs. Woods, and for the other boys too. But in the interest of all the other pupils, I cannot allow this sort of racial violence to continue. Derek is not to come to school for the next 2 weeks. And if there is any repetition of this behaviour, then I'm afraid the next time we won't be able to have him back at all.
Thank you.
I think it's time we reloaded the papers then. Copied the sheet on the other side.
Yeah. Okay, how many copies you done?
200.
We want more than 200.
Look, he said he'd be back in 10 minutes. There's no point running off hundreds of copies and only having one side done.
Look, even if he does come back, he's not going to look at what we're photocopying.
Shh, someone coming. Oh, blimey, enough give us a fright.
Oh, sorry. Hey, guess what? I've just met Randir and his dad. He's just been suspended.
Randir has?
Yeah, and Woody and the others.
But it wasn't Randir's fault, it was Gripper's.
What, did he get, a detention?
No, he got suspension and all.
Randir and Woody, it's really stupid.
2 weeks.
I don't believe it.
I do. Typical of Bridget, that is.
Can't we put nothing in the magazine about it?
Oh, no, it's too late.
No, it's not. Look, there's a place here at the front. If we write it in felt tip pen.
OK, stop press.
Who's to blame for racial violence?
Today there was a fight in the 4th year boys' cloakrooms.
Right.
That's awful. Woody and Steve, they never caused any trouble.
Neither does Randy.
I'm pleased. At least we get a bit of peace from Gripper.
We're not protesting about Gripper being suspended, stupid.
Hey, Danny didn't get suspended and all.
Didn't he? No, he wasn't there. He was off sick. Hey, Dwayne. What do you think of it?
It's not bad. It's quite good, in fact.
Thanks.
Hey, sir, you seen the magazine?
Yes, not bad, Suzanne. Very well written, in fact.
Thanks.
This flexi-time business is very interesting because, you see, the very strict timekeeping on which modern schools are based belong to the industrial age when the workforce had to be trained to keep time to machines. But in the post-industrial age, people are no longer tied to machines, so they can make their own work schedules. And what better place to start than in school? Morning.
I think the lesson bell's gone, Mr. McGuffey.
Everyone's talking about your magazine.
It's not mine, Stu.
Yeah, but you did most of it.
Rubbish. Precious did the long article. Zan did the headlines.
Yeah, but if it weren't for you, they couldn't have got it all together, could they?
What on earth do you think you're doing? I can hardly believe my eyes. On school premises in broad daylight. Have you no shame?
We're only necking, miss.
Only. This is a schoolboy. It's not the back row of the Roxy. You both better come with me.
It's quite outrageous. How dare they comment on these suspensions yesterday? I have specifically vetoed this sort of criticism of the staff and their handling of the racial situation. And as for this ludicrous idea about flexi time, I mean, this is what happens when ill-informed children start thinking they can improve on the running of the school.
It's not even worth considering. I mean, we know how long it takes to work out the timetable as it is, without bringing in flexi time.
And photocopied, if you please, with the price of that paper. I'd just like to know how many copies there are circulating the school.
Where did they get the paper?
I don't know, but I mean to find out. They must have access to a photocopier. You know, I don't see how they could have done this without cooperation from some of the staff. Yes, Miss Clark.
Mrs. McCluskey, I don't want to tell you what I caught these two getting up to.
Not you two again. You'd better go into my office. Right, Mr. Keating. Well, you'll see what you can find out, will you?
Leave it to me.
Yes, Miss Clark, what's it all about?
I caught the pair of them in an embrace.
Thank you. Right, I'm not listening to any excuses. You were told quite specifically not to go into each other's cloakrooms.
But we weren't in each other's cloakrooms.
All right, where were you then?
The book cupboard.
It seems that everybody in this school thinks they can do exactly as they please. Well, it's going to stop. Will your parents be in at this time of day?
But why?
Because I'm going to suspend the pair of you.
But we weren't doing nothing.
I think I'll be the judge of that for once. Home numbers, please.